Welcome to another edition of Arizona Wildcats. And Arizona was able to bounce back after a disappointing game against Iowa State that saw the Wildcats lose 39-14. The Wildcats bounced back Saturday in a big way against Oklahoma State. Yes, it was a reeling Cowboy team. Yes, there's a lot of duress with Oklahoma State as a program. Yes, there's players that have entered the transfer portal. Yes, this might be the worst Cowboys team in the last 25 plus years. However, the Wildcats took care of business. You lose that game, you're not going to a bowl game. People are going to start to doubt you, and all of a sudden, Brett Brennan is on the hot seat. That was a must-win game for Arizona. The Wildcats got the job done, beating the Cowboys 41-13. A complete performance for Arizona. Defensively, they looked stout. They held their opponent to under 200 yards total for the second time this season. They held the Cowboy passing game to 69 yards, around that 60-yard mark. That's the third time this year Arizona has held an opponent to under 100 yards passing. And yet again, and Arizona's the only FBS team in college football to do this, they haven't allowed a passing touchdown. That's 5 games now without an opponent throwing for a passing touchdown. I can't remember the last time that's happened to Arizona. I think the last time they've gone this far, had this many games without having an opponent pass for 100-plus yards was back during the 2021 season, ironically enough. But that was because opponents just ran the ball all over them. This is an elite defense. This is a very good group. And when I say elite, I know look, they haven't played a ton of great talent. They played Iowa State and they got smacked. But this is a very good defensive group. I think this is one of the better defensive groups in the Big 12 behind Texas Tech. I think it's a better defense than the Utah defense. And you're seeing it pay off for the Wildcats in a big way. The secondary is elite. That is an elite secondary unit. That's the best secondary in the Big 12. They're able to have a bounce-back game after the Iowa State game. What an incredible performance defensively for Arizona. Now, offensively, it was kind of a bag of mixed reviews. Yes, you scored 41 points, but a fumble on the 1-yard line from Noah Fafita, an interception on an open out route where you overthrow the receiver and ends up in the hands of the Cowboys. It was a mixed review offensively, and you had a pick 6. Again, defense didn't give up 13. Defense gave up 6. You had a pick 6 with the backup quarterback, Braden Locke. Stuff happens with backups when they come in. But I thought offensively it was solid. The ground game was non-existent. It was just okay. It was mediocre. They had one bad loss where they lost 20-plus yards on a play. So they ended the game with 46 yards rushing. But the passing game, 376 yards passing, 5 touchdowns. I thought Noah Fafita had a solid game. I didn't think it was a phenomenal game. I thought it was a B-plus game that should have been an A. Should have been an A-plus. But he didn't have the full performance that you wanted to see. He didn't take care of the football. I thought it was an okay game. Now, but with that being said, Arizona lost a few linemen throughout the game. I don't know if Ty Buchanan came back. He got banged up. You saw another offensive lineman go down. So for any offensive unit, but they're still able to put up 41 points. Again, yes, this is the worst Oklahoma State team in the last 20-plus years. It is. It's a terrible team. But you did what you were supposed to do. You lose that game, bull hopes are gone. So a very good job by Arizona. It sets up a primetime game in Tucson against number 23 BYU. 5-0 BYU, 4-1 Arizona, Tucson, Friday night, 5 p.m. under the lights. It's going to be a great game. But before we get to that, I want to talk about our helmet stickers. We give out helmet stickers when Arizona wins to the top performers on the team. When they lose, we evaluate what's going on with the team, what went wrong. But the top performers for Arizona, we're going to start off number 1, Trey Spivey. It's Spivey, man. I mean, my God, what a tremendous game for Trey Spivey. 3 catches, 80 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, he was rolling, and he really got the offense going. The first touchdown of the game came from Trey Spivey. Arizona was kind of fumbling around in the red zone. Noah Fafita missed an open man downfield that should have been an easy touchdown pass, put the ball a little bit behind him, caused some trouble. Ball. You go to the third down, Trey Spivey makes a man miss, cuts into the end zone for the 14-yard, 13-yard score. Tremendous effort, plowed through the defenders, got into the end zone, and salvaged the opening drive for Arizona. Because you walk away with no points there, and it's just a field goal or a missed field goal, maybe the game goes different. Maybe Oklahoma State has a little momentum. Maybe they're feeling good about themselves. You don't know. So Trey Spivey, tremendous job there. Then the next drive, again, one of those situations where Arizona's stalling out in the red zone. All of a sudden, it's 4th down. I think it was like 4th and 3, 22 yards out. They hit Spivey on a slant route. He makes a man miss, cuts his way into the end zone for the 22-yard touchdown reception. Tremendous job with yak yards after the catch. Just a tremendous job there. They had over, 205 yak yards in the game. So that's tremendous job by the Arizona receiving corps, a tremendous job by Trey Spivey. And then to cap it all off, he has his 3rd reception where he takes it 60-plus yards down to the 1-yard line. Tremendous reception. That's where Noah Fafita fumbled the ball, cost some points there. But overall, this was a breakout game for Trey Spivey, who I expect to be a bigger part of the Arizona offense moving forward. Already on the season, 4 touchdowns. That's a career high. Didn't have a career high game in terms of yardage. I think that was 100-plus yards when he was at Kansas State. Didn't have a touchdown in that game, though. So far, I think he is on a trajectory where you're going to see him become that number 1 option, potentially, for Arizona, at least a legitimate option for the Wildcats. He gets a helmet sticker. Number 2, I couldn't decide who in the secondary. I gave it to them all. The whole entire secondary unit, tremendous performance. 3rd game of the year where you hold an opponent to under 100 yards passing. Dominant performance. Last week you gave up 243 yards to Iowa State. And 6 plays totaled 183 yards. 6 explosive plays that could have changed the outcome of the game. There are no explosive plays for Oklahoma State in the passing game. They were held silent in the passing game. Fly zone defense type of performance. That secondary unit everybody gets a helmet sticker. Javion Cole comes back after missing the game against Iowa State, has a big interception to kick off the second half for Arizona, although they weren't able to convert it into points. Again, that middle 8, Arizona's got to work on right now. They're not winning that middle 8, but a tremendous job by the secondary. I thought Genesis Smith played a good game. I thought the whole entire secondary unit played a terrific game. And again, it's a guy that was banged up last week that comes up with the interception. They were able to get the turnover sword there. I think they broke out the turnover sword about 4 or 5 times in the game because remember, turnovers on downs, they count as a turnover. Arizona, they break out that turnover sword. So tremendous job by the secondary, the best secondary in the Big 12 and a top 15 secondary in the country. Lastly, but not least, I want to give a helmet sticker to an unsung hero on this team, Luke Wyson. He was able to make significant strides in the punting game. Patterson was out due to an injury. Yes, there was a muff punt, but he recovered the punt. It didn't result in a turnover. And he had yards in the punting game. He was able to make an impact in the punting game, getting up yards, putting his team in good field position. So he did a great job there. And then he had a team high 5 catches and 90-plus yards and a touchdown, which was capped off with a 47-yard touchdown reception. Wyson has sneaky speed. He doesn't drop the football. He's sure-handed. He gets a helmet sticker. What a tremendous performance for Arizona overall. Now the Wildcats will recollect, get ready, try to get healthy, make some adjustments because there needs to be adjustments made as the team gets ready to host BYU in Tucson, 5 p.m. kickoff under the lights, ESPN. There probably won't be a game day. It's a loaded week of college football, but there should be no excuse for that stadium to be sold out. There's going to be a lot of BYU fans there. I'm going to say there's going to be 30% BYU fans at that game. They travel well. So this stadium should be packed. It should be rocking. And this really is the game of the year for Arizona. This is a statement game. If you're able to win that and go 5-1, you are in the Big 12 championship conversation. Will you get there? I don't know. But it puts you in the conversation. Big game coming up for the Wildcats. We'll have more coverage for you on Arizona Wildcats on SI. Check out our Twitter account, Arizona Wildcats on SI, or follow me, Troy Hutchison, at THutch1995, and we'll see you next time.